Hey everyone, it's Tom here from Ludicrous Feed. Thank you so much for joining us. And look what's in front of me. Yes, the MG4, courtesy of MG Australia. I've got this on loan for the next 3 days. And we're going to do a road trip from Sydney to Canberra. And of course, do a walk around, do a review, and tell you all the good things about the MG4. And here's another shot of it from the back 3/4 right there. Let's walk in, and you should be able to see the charge port here on the back left. Push in. There it is there. CCS2, we've got Type 2, and we've got a DC portion that's covered with a cap. And then to close it, just push it in like, I guess like a petrol cap. Let's see whether we can open the boot. Oh, okay, not automatic. Pushing up. Okay, so that is the boot space right there. I tell you what, the size of the car is very reminiscent of the Volkswagen Golf. And I guess the Cupra Born, which is what we reviewed a bit earlier this year. And we'll have a look at what's in that pack later on. But yeah, not automatic. It's okay, we can pull down. And we've got the MG4 badge right there, MG4 electric. That's the floor down there. And this is the 51 kilowatt hour Excite edition. So this is the entry-level model, 38,990 before on roads here in Australia. 51 kilowatt hour battery, lithium iron phosphate, 0 to 100 in 7.7 seconds, WLTP range of 350 kilometers, which we'll of course test this weekend. And that's of course a side profile shot right there of the MG4. And just another shot of the rear of the MG4. Certainly a hatchback. It's got that rear lip as well. I guess adds to the aerodynamics of the vehicle as the air leaves the car. Let's head inside. Okay, let's start with the second row of this MG4 51 kilowatt hour Excite. Of course, this is just a quick first impression. We'll do a more detailed look around and walk around later on. There you go. Certainly good for short trips. You can probably fit regular sized adults in here. The seat is pushed back a little bit, so my knees are a bit cramped, but you could, I guess for a medium trip, not too long, I guess it could be quite cramped up the back here for 4 fully sized adults, but certainly with kids it'd be okay. 60-40 split in the back here, and just to pull down, sees right through to the back. So this 51 kilowatt hour variant has no sunroof, just a standard solid roof there. And the trim is not bad actually. Certainly, I think an improvement on the previous MGs I've sat in, given this is the first ground-up MG anyway, the MG4 with the modular scalable platform that it's built on. No center pull down. Speakers there, fairly standard door handle, power windows. Yeah, let's head to the front. Okay, into the front, and first thing I notice is obviously the binnacle at the front here behind the steering wheel with some telemetry, which we'll go through in our drive. Wipers, I think they're not auto. I'll have to double check that. I don't think they're auto. I can't see an auto function. The lights certainly are auto. Left hand indicate, and then more buttons on the steering wheel obviously. Horns in the middle. And no on-off button, which is great. I love it. No need to turn on and off an EV, in my opinion. Piano black finish. That'd be interesting. It does scratch piano black. I already see a scratch there. And then the gear shift is in the middle right there. Park brake. I think that's probably the wireless charging. There's the center screen right there. And we've got my USB connector already plugged up. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Yes, you can see the seat is quite far back there. Quick look at the glove box, very narrow. Yeah, standard visors, flip out. Does it pull away? Don't think so, it's not a pull out, as in extendable one. How about this side? No, not this one either. It's just a standard. Oh, sunglasses holder, that's good. We don't have that in our Tesla. Sunglass holder, that's nice. And then we've got cabin lights right there. That's for the door. And We pan back here into the rear right there. So that's pretty much the MG4, everyone. I guess what's left is to take it for a drive. I'll tell you more about the car. Okay, just quickly panning down, we've got the USB ports right there. USB-A for data, USB-C for charging, water bottle for drink holder, and another little storage area down here. That's what the key fob looks like. Just real quick, there we go, pretty standard, lock, unlock, boot, MG on the back. And this one slides like that, which is good, bit of privacy there. And there's a little bit of netting here, I guess you can put, I don't know, keys, RFID cards, whatnot, keep things secure. And another little storage area down here in the middle. And quick commentary about the trim. Yes, it's fairly standard, fairly basic. It is the basic entry model, I guess. Piano black again across there. Solidly built, good build quality, but obviously very basic across the top here. Yeah, as you expect for an entry-level model, but still overall good value, and I would think marginally better. No, that's correction. I think much better than the MG ZS EV that I've previously driven. So I'm already impressed with the first impression of the build and the trim for this entry-level MG4. And power windows too. And more storage, which extends over to the passenger area. And I should tell you too that when I picked up the car literally like 5 minutes ago, 100% range was 304 kilometers. I just drove it a little bit up the road to park on the street to do this quick walkthrough. And yeah, we've got number 3 regen setting there for the car. So yeah, let's head off on our way. All right, well look, I think it's time to head off for a drive in Sydney. So yeah, here we go. So we want to adjust our seat. It's not powered, so everything's manual for the entry-level 51 kilowatt hour Excite MG4, including the backrest, which I'll just adjust briefly. Yep. And now, there's no nav that I can see in the controls on the screen here. I don't know whether it's because the entry level doesn't have nav or it's because this is not the final production vehicle for Australia. I'll tell you why I'm uncertain, because if I put into reverse, have a look at that. So I've been told by the guys here at MSR here in Sydney that this is actually the British MG4 that they brought here for testing. So again, I don't know whether the final MG4 that we get in Australia will have nav or not. I'm sure the cameras will work when we finally get the production vehicles here. But nevertheless, I've got Apple CarPlay, and also interestingly, because I put the air conditioning on, it's dropped by 20 kilometers of range to 352 kilometers. It was sitting around 370, wasn't it? So it's still at 99%, so pretty much almost full state of charge. So just something to note there. Obviously, if you've got the air conditioning on, the range prediction does drop. All right, let's pop it into drive, and we'll put Apple CarPlay on. And I've got Waze running to bring me to the north of Sydney. All right, left-hand indicate and pop it into drive, which we have already. And then, yeah, we will head off on our journey. I just have to back up a little bit now. I've got to use my eyes, everyone, and use these sensors here just to give me a little bit more room. And my mirrors. How's that for old school? Okay, and heading out. All right. Everyone comfy? Because I'm comfy. Adjusted my mirrors. Love that nice quiet EV drive. Oop. We are in the inner city, I should say, of Sydney. So, bit of traffic, bit of interesting turns from other drivers.
Turn left onto Addison Road.
Do apologise for the loud nav voice alerts. I did try to turn the volume down, but it's still quite loud. That's okay. So that's the indicator sound. Like I said, left-hand indicate. Lights are automatic. The wipers are not. And is it auto lock? Yes, it's auto locked. Good. All right, I think we can probably go soon. Now, need to take note of the suspension.
In 400 meters, turn right onto Bright Street.
Still early days, of course. lots of interesting potholes and bumps on the road. So we'll make probably a better judgment once we've done a few more kilometers and once we've headed out on the freeway as well. We'll try to give autopilot a test as well. Not autopilot, you know what I mean. The equivalent for the MG, the auto steer and cruise control,
right
all those
onto
functions.
Bright Street.
I will. Now, those of you who've come from cars of Asian origin with indicators on the right,
in 200 meters,
like Toyotas,
turn
Hyundais,
left onto Newington
and that's
Road.
loud.
Then turn right.
You might have to adjust to a left-hand indicate. Again, I don't know whether the right-hand, the Australian production version will have the right-hand indicators or left. Given the UK is a right-hand drive market,
Newington Road. Then turn right onto Marshall
and they've
Street.
still got indicators on the left. So I would say that our Aussie ones are probably going to be left-hand indicators as well.
Turn right onto Marshall
Now, because
Street.
I've come from a Tesla, which have left-hand indicators anyway, it's not that big a deal for me, but something to note.
Meters, turn left onto A34 Stanmore Road.
Okay. Well, this one is
Turn
stopping.
left onto A34 Stanmore Road.
Turn left here. So we've got a bigger road to test our suspension on, which is good. Let's see how quick the turnout is. Ooh, nice. That got me out of trouble, didn't it? And this is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, by the way.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Crystal Street.
No slippage there. Good traction. Admittedly, it's a nice, bright, sunny day. Wouldn't expect otherwise, right?
Turn right onto Crystal Street.
Okay, so I've got it on automatic regen. I don't know what that means exactly. I guess it's adaptive, right? Let me just show you what I mean by that. So, MG. So if I go to settings there and, sorry, car settings. There we go. So I've got it on adaptive energy recovery. So I guess sometimes it'll be full regen, sometimes it won't be. Assuming it'll be full regen during like, you know, sort of inner city driving like this, whereas on the freeway it doesn't really matter. I'll probably just go back to 1. So yeah, I'll leave it on automatic and just test that out. See how good the AI is.
In 800 meters, go straight on onto Balmain Road.
Okay, back to CarPlay, back to Waze. See, at the moment, there's not a lot of regen. I've got to rely on my foot brake a little bit, assuming the foot brake or the friction brakes. Now, it's not really friction brake. The foot brake will also have some sort of regen initially before the friction brakes kick in. That I have to assume. You would think if it's a ground-up EV like MG4, they've designed it that way. Electric bus, woohoo! What's the speed limit around here? Can't tell. 60, okay, I'm safe.
In 300 meters,
Go a bit faster.
use the right lane to continue straight.
I shall, lady. Can I... Yeah, I better stay in this lane. I don't know this area super well. See if I can turn the volume down a little bit. I thought I already did that. Let's go back to MG. Let's go to volume settings. See, maybe I'll put this right down. Lower. Okay, that's good. Let's go back there. So the AC's right here. Fans, it's not auto fan, right? I've got to sort of go up and down a little bit. I might go to 2. It's a bit warmish today in Sydney, 20 degrees. And obviously I'll test the charging for you later on too in this video. So that's how you get back to Apple CarPlay. There. And then, there you go. So yeah, I mean, look, oh, electric bus is back. Look how quiet that was. How good is that? Now, you know, I'm not too fussed actually that they don't have the nav in the system, even if it doesn't come to the base model. I couldn't care less, unless we're missing out on something really good, like, you know, like route planning, right? Because a lot of the EVs I've tested, which aren't Teslas, with the exception being, let's say, Polestar. Polestar's one exception. and Volvo too, I think, because they both use the Google platform. The other cars, BYD even, they don't have route planning. So even if you were to take a long drive somewhere, you actually can't rely on the car to tell you where to charge, which is frustrating. Obviously coming from a Tesla, which do all the route planning for you. So yeah, so you just got to rely on your range right there, or even use a third-party app like, say, a Better Route Planner, and work out where to stop when you're driving somewhere. For example, tomorrow I'll be going to Canberra. I've got to work out where to stop because the car won't tell me. So if that's what the nav's going to be like, which is what the old MG, I shouldn't say old, which is what the MG ZS EV is like as well, then I'm not too fussed because I'm not missing out on too much. The nav isn't great in that car. So that's why having Apple CarPlay Android Auto is fantastic. I can use Waze, I can use Google Maps, I can look at the traffic around me. So I'm not too fussed from that point of view. I tested the audio before. Okay, you know, as you'd expect for an entry-level vehicle like this. And of course with Tune In on your Apple CarPlay, you can actually just... Of course with Tune In on Apple CarPlay, you can, you know, actually browse like, you know, local radio. All the radio stations are here for you, right? It's all there. You can use it from your device, which is cool. Okay, hopefully we'll make these lights so you can actually watch me drive on, you know, roads that go a bit quicker than this. Fingers crossed.
Use the right lane to continue straight onto Balmain Road.
It's a good thing we didn't switch lanes because that lane turns left and I go straight here. Yeah, what else can we explore while we're waiting in traffic? Well, as I said, no glass roof. Interior is basic, you know, similar to the ZS EV in some ways. I call me a little bit old-fashioned. I like having a binnacle in the back behind the steering wheel. I've driven the Model 3 for a long time, same with the Model Y now this year. And yeah, look, as I said before, I'm not too fussed. I can deal with both situations, but having this here is quite nice. Having all the telemetry here behind the steering wheel while I'm still driving the vehicle, right? Obviously one day when the car drives me, then who cares? But now I kind of like having all this telemetry, so yeah, it's good. And it's actually very minimalistic now, this vehicle, compared to the ZS EV. Like, I don't know whether you remember all my reviews for the ZS EV, and those of you who own ZS EVs, a lot of buttons, right, in this area here. So I don't know whether you can see all that here. You might have seen that earlier in the review as I walked around, but all those buttons are gone. Like, that leaves me so much more room down here below, you know, below the screen, which is great. There's lots more room to put storage, drink holders, you know, and they've really narrowed it down, got feedback from EV owners. Like, what is really important in an EV? Like, do we need all those buttons? No, clearly not. You know, we just need 4 gears and a little knob here, which switches from park, reverse, neutral drive. That's it. That's all you need in an EV. This park brake, possibly questionable. Like, this P button should do both jobs, I would think. You just park and then the park brake goes up automatically. So that's just my 2 cents. I thought this might have been a wireless charging pad. I might have to check the specs of the higher variants, whether they actually allow wireless charging here. Clearly the basic variant does not give you wireless Qi charging. So something to note. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's keep driving on into this little lane here. First impressions, by the way, handling is interesting. It's sort of throwing me around a little bit in the car.
Turn right onto Balmain Road. The
suspension is just a bit buoyant for that inner city driving. You know, it's probably not tight enough for my liking. Again, it's very subjective suspension, so just take that with a grain of salt. Whereas, I guess the car that I can compare this to the most to is the Cupra Born, right? I drove that earlier this year. And the 2 cars are actually very similar in size, physically anyway. In terms of like shape and size, very similar, and they're both hatchbacks. The Cupra Born actually handled relatively well in Sydney traffic, which I was impressed with. This one, yeah, like I said, it's throwing me around a little bit at this stage. You can't, oh no, you can change it to different suspension types, can't you? Or driving, steering tightness anyway. Let's go back, let me show you what I mean by that. So, there we go, drive modes. I've got it on normal. I might just switch it to sport for a little bit, see whether that actually helps with how tight it is. And I'm kind of sick of adaptive, so let's go to high. Regen braking performance decreased. Actually, look at that decrease compared to adaptive. Okay. Anyway, I'll go high sport for now. MG Pilot. Yep, active cruise control, adaptive cruise control. Lane departure assist. Alert sensitivity is low, moderate or high. I'll leave it on low. I don't like those beeps. Convenience, energy recovery. Oh, okay, that's how you switch left and right. All right, better pay attention. Okay. Back to home button there. And back to CarPlay. Back to Waze. Okay. Has that made a difference? Ooh, you know what? I do take it all back. That's a bit better. Okay. So normal mode, bit buoyant. On sport mode, bit better. Good. And having that regen braking helps a lot too. Yes, it certainly has helped because now I'm capturing all that kinetic energy back into the battery and storing the potential energy as opposed to, I guess, floating around wasted energy, right? Cool, okay. So that quick first impression was good. Let's see how it goes as we head onto more busy roads. Yes, well, I mean, I would say sorry for the traffic, but I'm not really, like, I can't do much about it. It is what it is at 2:24 p.m. on a Friday afternoon in Sydney, doing school term. Can I go straight? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I know it's a funny question to ask, but when you live in the city, there's all sorts of funny rules, right? Yeah, I can't go too quick again. School zones, don't want to get caught out. Right. Passing through Balmain, Leichhardt, that kind of area. More Leichhardt, isn't it? City of Leichhardt. I think Balmain's sort of further north towards the peninsula. Okay, so yeah, so definitely improved with sport and regen on high. The question is, can I get the same experience with the car in normal steering? So that was in sport, because you may not want to use sport right all the time because the steering is a bit tighter. If you want a gentler steering, then look, you can actually just press that home button. I don't have to press the. Let me experiment for you. Let's sorry, go back to Waze here, and if I just press home, yeah, look, that gets me back here. So I could have skipped all those steps. Okay, so right, let's pop it on just normal drive mode. And is the suspension better? That was only a short, brief experience, but I think the sport does help a lot. It's certainly better with the higher regen, even on normal, but sport gives it a tighter feel when you're handling on city roads. But I'll leave it on normal for now, because that's what I would normally probably use, and that's what I use in my Tesla. Back to home, back to CarPlay, back to Waze. Ugh. Okay, 2 hands on the wheel. Concentrate. Concentrate, everyone. What's the speed limit now? Okay, it wants me to go straight. Okay, I will go straight. I would have thought City West Link would be better, but hey, let's do what Waze tells me to do, hey? Waze knows best. I can't see all the traffic. Waze can see the traffic. Waze knows best. Does it have the auto hill hold? I think so. The car's not moving. Yes. Oh, that's another good thing, right? The auto hill hold button's gone, which is great. That was frustrating before. Like, why even have that button? Of course you want hill hold in an EV. Makes a lot of sense. Whew, now I'm thirsty from all this talking. Excuse me, everyone, just a quick drink. Refreshing. Oh, you guys are lucky. Nice, clear, sunny day for this quick vlog. So, it's good. It's good. Great timing. Hopefully it's a nice sunny day too tomorrow as we do our road trip. What else can I tell you? So volume control, home button, hazard light, demisters. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's probably all you need for your day-to-day. So that's good. I'm glad MG's done this. It's good feedback from their ZS customers going, this is actually all we need in an EV. It's, you know, you don't need that much to drive an EV. All the rest is just too much. Okay, I think we can probably go. Yeah, we can go soon. Good. Now, the car in front of me, the Volkswagen Polo, I think it's probably smaller compared to this car. If you want to compare another Volkswagen to this car, I think it's probably more like a Golf, I would say.
In 300 meters.
Oh, it's still so loud.
Use either lane to turn right onto Balmain Road.
Yeah, so Volkswagen Golf, that's what I would be comparing this car to. And I have to say, I know it's still early days, it's been like, 15 minutes into this drive. This is driven really well. I'm very impressed. Especially now I've got the regen higher. It just feels a lot more solid. Feels nice, actually. Even
Turn
better.
right onto Balmain Road.
Better than the ZS EV. And that, everyone, and even people who make EVs, manufacturers, this is why you have to build a ground-up EV. The car is balanced. I feel balanced. The battery's on the floor of the vehicle. It feels like an EV, as opposed to
in 900 meters.
An EV that's built off an ICE platform. It's not right. A battery is not right. It's not balanced. It's a real drive EV. That's what this MG4 is. That's why I'm happy. I mean, it's very subjective, I know, but it just feels a lot more comfortable. I like it. Did I check before whether there's a flat floor up the back? I think there was a flat floor. I'll have to double check for you at the next slide. I'll turn around, have a look. I'm really enjoying this. This is lovely. Really nice. For a car that is $39,000. Everyone, 39 or 38,990 before on roads. Incredible value. I can't believe we're here, finally, a car that's sub 40k.
In 300 meters.
And
turn left.
That's decent. It's decent, right? It's not like just something tacked together. So yeah, hats off to MG. This will do really well. I'm gonna check the floor below me. Yes, ooh, close. There's a little bit of a bump, but much better than like a huge drive tunnel that the middle passenger has to deal with. So that makes a big difference too. I don't know why they've got a bump. I don't know why it's not completely flat. It's probably like an inch off the ground, not even. I'll have to show you once we do a proper walk around. Watch out for cyclists, watch out for pedestrians. Now this is supposed to have a lot of safety features too, this base entry level. It's got like, you know, if you're trying to open the door...
Turn left onto Oxford Street.
Oxford Street. If you're trying to open the door and there are cars passing by you, apparently there'll be an alert, cross-traffic alert, you know, other things like lane departure, those kind of standard things.
Turn right onto Moody Street.
So you do actually get quite a few inclusions. Now the other thing I do want to try tonight, once I get home, is the charging.
Turn right onto Moody Street.
I didn't quite differentiate in the press kit whether the base model gets three-phase charging. And by three-phase charging, I mean either 11 kilowatts versus single phase, which is 7 kilowatts or 6 kilowatts for the MG. So we shall see.
In 100 meters, turn left onto A40 Victoria Road.
And the other good thing about this car is that you get 7 years warranty, and that includes the powertrain and the components, which is great. I've now owned my Tesla Model S for, it's coming up to 8 years, everyone. We got it in October, so it's almost 8 years, October 2015. Battery degradation of 8% in an NMC battery. And this is an LFP battery, so you'd expect better degradation. So yeah, that's pretty good 7-year warranty for the powertrain and the components, very good. And what I love too, and thank you MG for letting me this car, is that I can tell you all these things without too much pressure. I can just talk about the car. You know, it's good having a 3-day loan, right? You can sort of hear me ramble on about the car in real time. And by the way, this is my first time driving an MG4. So I've not driven an MG4 before. Obviously I've driven lots of EVs, but my first time driving an MG4. So this is just me giving you my thoughts my honest opinion, my thoughts. Don't get paid by MG. I just get the loan, obviously, for the car. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's been good so far. Indicator is just the right volume. I like it. Sometimes it's just too soft, right? Or too loud. But this is good. This is nice. This piano black will be interesting. It's already scratched, so I'm not sure if the other variants have got piano black too. But the piano black, yeah, not a big fan of that. Having had a Tesla Model 3 with piano black finish, it can scratch very easily. Now, 350 kilometer range of WLTP. What does that mean, you ask? Well, WLTP range generally, whoa, what is that car doing? My goodness. That generally overestimates things by about, I would say, 15 to 20%. 20% at worst.
Turn left onto A40 Victoria
So,
Road.
if it's 350, I would say I would be comfortable getting it down to 10% on a road trip, right? So 10% would be like, what, minus another 35 kilometers, so that's what, down to 315. And then if I'm being realistic and WLTP overestimates things by 15 to 20%, so another, you've probably got to take off another, say, what, 50 kilometers. So let's say 260 kilometers. And then if I'm so maybe 260 kilometers of range. It's a bit longer than that to get to Canberra from inner Sydney, so I would say I would need to charge at least once tomorrow. So yeah, just be careful with claimed range for these EVs. You've got to kind of do the maths in your head and be realistic with it. WLTP is not bad as a metric. I think EPA in the US is probably more accurate. They're like 10% off. And certainly if you see NEDC, you can just have a little laugh to yourself because that's overestimating things by about 30 to 35%. And the Chinese one, CLTC, also overestimates it by about 35% as well. So, little tip for you guys if you are looking to buy an EV for the first time. Air conditioning vents. Very narrow, aren't they? Not much going on there. Let's try full blasting it. Full blast. Put the fan up. That's on 5. Okay, I think I can scoot out now. Because it's a rear-wheel drive, it gave me good traction. Wow, look at all this construction. Okay, I better go back to Waze.
In 3.1 kilometers. Keep right onto Burns Bay Road to Hunters Hill, Lane Cove.
Yeah, this area has changed a lot, hasn't it? Because of that bypass now, the Roselle bypass. It's going to change this area. Apparently there's a police car there. Let's see. Do you guys see anything? No? Okay. All good. 60 kilometers an hour. All right. Yes. Open road. Woohoo. Ooh, I'm in the bus lane. Get out quick. Although that's only 6 to 10 a.m., so I could have been in there legitimately. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Yeah, that's fine. Now, EVs in New South Wales can still use the T2, T3 transit lanes at the moment until, I think, September, so another month, before they refresh that law. Can't use bus lanes, but you can use the transit lanes, which I've used a couple of times with a big smile on my face. Okay, so this is Victoria Road. Normally there's a little bit of traffic. Let's see how we handle here. Gotta watch out for speed cameras too, everyone. Do not want to get a ticket in a lone press car. That would be
red light camera
not good.
ahead.
That's why I use Waze. Waze is my eyes and ears. Okay, how's the regen down this hill? Yeah, it's good. It's capturing it. I don't think it's one pedal driving though. Like by one pedal of driving, I mean like the car will brake for you and hold it for you, like it does in a Tesla or even a Nissan. Nissan Leaf, I think, has one pedal. That's the first car that claimed it, I think, one pedal, or e-pedal they called it. So no, the car won't brake for you. It'll just slow right down on level 3 regen. But still pretty good, I would say, on par with what I've experienced in other EVs, for example, the BYD Atto 3. Okay, I think it's 70 on this, but yes, because the BMW is almost right up my bum behind me. But that's okay. We have to stop anyway. Look at the petrol price. My goodness, 222.9 cents per litre. You've got to be kidding me. And that's E10. And then you scan down to special. What is special unleaded? How special could petrol be? 224.9. Why would you buy E10? Like, if it's only 2 cents more for like normal unleaded. You gotta laugh, right? I mean, like, sure, when petrol was like $1 a litre back when I was a bit younger, yes, like 3 cents, whatever, made a little bit of a difference. But now, like, far out, there's no difference now. And look at Supreme, like, goodness me, 244. That's insane. That's so expensive. Seriously. Like, yes, electricity prices went up like last month, but come on. They're taking us for a ride, these petrol companies. Paying that much petrol. For petrol, I mean. Nuts. Now, I can hear the wind rustling next to me on the windows there. But that, you know, insulation-wise, could be better, but yeah, it is what it is. Be interesting to see when I drive on the highway.
In 300 meters,
tomorrow.
use the right 2 lanes to keep right.
I'm going to just go on this lane here. I think the BMW behind me is getting quite impatient, so let them through.
Keep right onto Burns Bay Road to Hunters Hill,
Now,
Lane Cove.
here's my chance to use cruise control, so let's pop that on. Aha, okay, there we go. 70 kilometers an hour. It's got a lot of like icons too, like
turn left onto Barwon Road.
Like it looks like lane keeping, and then it looks like cruise as well. I haven't seen the steering wheel icon, so I don't know whether auto steer is in effect or not. Obviously, I'm just going to keep my hands on the wheel, right? Ah, this is nice. This is lovely. A taste of freeway driving to come tomorrow, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this video. I know it's a long one, but I thought it's best for you to see what it's like on sort of mixed urban conditions, particularly like in the city when you stop-start traffic. I saw a feature in the press pack, like traffic jam assist. I don't know whether it's actually just a bit of marketing there, because I mean most EVs are going to have, or even petrol cars to be honest, with adaptive cruise control will have traffic jam assist, because you're following the leading car, right? So obviously in stop-start traffic, it's going to go stop, which is, you know, what normal adaptive cruise control does anyway. Now, yeah, that's good. See, I dropped down to 60 by myself, 60, and then I pushed the cruise button again, and then it matched my speed, which is nice. Ooh, look at that. Oh, okay. That's nice, that graphic. How close you want to follow the car. Again, I've said this before many times, I don't understand it. I don't know whether that means closer or that means further away. So I would actually prefer like they have in the Tesla, like 2 cars side by side and then arrows to show how close you are to the car ahead. This doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, that's my feedback. Whether I'm closer or I'm further away, I'll just put number 2, because that's sort of mid-range. Yeah, see, this is nice, traffic jam assist. I didn't touch cruise control, and I was fiddling with this, but the car just sort of knew what to do. Ah, Friday afternoon with the MG4. It's lovely. Simply lovely. All right. This is good. How long have we been going for? You guys want to keep watching? I'm just driving through traffic here. Let's have a look. At least 20 minutes now. I think you want to keep watching, don't you? Ooh, I had to accelerate. No, it didn't want to accelerate for me. Just have to give it a little bit. So much like the Tesla autopilot or cruise control, you've got to push the accelerator a bit. Otherwise, someone in Sydney is going to horn you. Not good. Alright, I'll keep driving because I'm having fun as well. I'm sure this is the kind of stuff you want to watch, right? I don't know. For me, before I bought an EV, this is the kind of stuff I wanted to watch. Just how does this thing handle in traffic? I mean, apart from other things like how does it charge, range, etc. But this is reality. This is what you'll be doing 95% of the time in this car. You'll be sitting in traffic in your hometown, home city. You're not enjoying life on the freeway or highway all the time.
In 300 meters,
Like, that's special time.
use the left lane to
That's
turn
you
left.
treating yourself. But
Then at the
well,
roundabout, go straight on.
I shouldn't speak for everyone, but this is people in my age group. You're sitting in traffic, right, most of the time. So this is what I want to see when I'm thinking about buying this EV. Okay, just coming up to a traffic light.
Turn left. Then at the roundabout, go straight on onto Barwon Road.
So this is not traffic light ready, which means if you are the first car at a traffic light, you have to push the brake. If you're the second car like this, yes, it'll probably stop. In fact, it will stop because it's like adaptive cruise control, traffic jam assist. Okay, let's turn left. Where does this lead us? Now, sometimes Waze brings you to weird and wonderful places. I don't think I've ever traversed this road before. Because you know what? Waze knows best. Oh, that car's letting me through. That's nice. Give a nice little gesture there. Thank you very much, sir.
Go straight on.
Okay, and roundabout. No access to Epping Road, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay, I should be okay because it's past 9 a.m.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Moore Street. Then turn left.
I have right away because of this line here, the giveaway line. Okay, no cars ahead, so I will shoot on through. It's good, it's good. Okay. Now this is a nice downhill with the regen braking. Look at that. I'm not pushing the brake.
Turn right onto Moore Street.
Oh, give way. So
then turn left onto Epping Road.
Look at this. Gates. Seriously? Is this to stop people using this road? Physical barrier? Is a sign not enough?
Turn left onto Epping Road.
Lol. Laugh out loud. Ooh, I'd roll back a bit. Be careful on a hill here. Now this is where a hill hold is handy. That hill start. Oh, it's a bit jerky there. A bit twitchy. That's Waze, not the car. Okay, oh, up the hill, round the curve. Can I make it? Yes, I can. You can do it. How good is that? Acceleration is good. 0 to 100 in 7.7 seconds in the space.
3.3
51 kilowatt hour Excite.
A3 Lane Cove Road to ride, Sydney Olympic Park, Pymble.
What's the speed? Oh, lane departure. Thank you. What's the speed limit? I'm sorry, you live in Sydney, Australia. You have to ask that a lot. What's the speed limit? It changes. You don't want to get a fine, because you will get a fine if you're not careful. Going for 40 minutes. Oh gosh, I can't quite see. Maybe. I'll keep going just a bit more. Okay, I think once we get onto Epping Road, that's probably enough, right, guys? We can watch more tomorrow once we are on the open road with Riz, my good friend Riz, who joins me on the podcast, of course. Riz and I are driving to Canberra. Okay. Let's do cruise one more time, and then I think we might sign off. So you can cycle up. Can I cycle down by? No, you can't. You can't cycle down by 5 or 10. But if you hold on to up and down, it does go faster. But if you cycle, oh no, my apologies. Okay, if you cycle down, like flick down by like a short, sharp, subtle, discrete flick, it'll go up and down by 5. But if you go hold it, it'll go up by 1. Interesting. Okay, little nuances that you must be aware of. Everyone, that's it from me, I think. I kind of know this area now, so I will sign off here because it's pretty much the same now. And that is me, Tom from Ludicrous Feed, showing you the MG4 for the first time, me driving this vehicle. Positive so far, positive, I'm happy with it. It's a good little thing for $39,000, $38,990, for a 51 kilowatt hour battery, which is pretty decent for an urban vehicle. For what you get, for the inclusions, all the safety features are there. You get the MG network. yeah, it's good, and the warranty's good. Same size as a Volkswagen Golf or Cupra Born in terms of EVs, and that's it. Yeah. Well, I'll finish the video later on with the charging demonstration at home. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I really thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it too, enjoyed my company, and I shall see you for another MG4 video later on. As always, take care. Until the next Ludicrous Feed video, happy charging, everyone. Okay, so the MG4 51 kilowatt hour Excite can charge using a Tesla Gen 3 wall connector. There it is there, plugged in at home. Light goes green when it's charging, but it looks like it can only charge at 6 kilowatts. So the single phase setting and not the full 3-phase 11 kilowatts.